Hello. We are in a very laggy chase to the underground. Sadly, my laptop seems to be really struggling today, and Zwift is now frozen. So let's see if we actually get to see any racing. Yeah, these things certainly seem to happen where Zwift cannot function without killing a M1 MacBook Pro. Nevertheless, we hit the right time here because we are just watching the Ds. No, we're watching the Ds. They are more or less all together in the group, being led by Holly, being the leader, and I know that Jochen is there helping out as sweeper. They had a bit of trouble last week, the Ds, because the route actually had a small incline at the very beginning, and I think it caught them out a bit, so they got caught really early. Made sure this week that actually it starts out flat. It does end with a hill. We've got the rooftop com right near the end. So if I remember correctly, when we did this last year, everyone got caught more or less together on the final climb. It was the perfect kind of catch. I think everybody was more or less sort of away, and then the A's caught just near the top of the climb and then managed to fly away to the finish. As far as timing goes, pretty good going, I would say. If any of the teams can actually get over the climb before getting caught, then I think they have a really good chance of winning. But the proof will be in the pudding as to whether they can actually manage to do that. Let's have a quick look out on the road and see what those time gaps are looking like between the D's and C's. So about 1:20. So I think by the looks of things, the C's have already made up half the gap against the D's. Now, part of the issue I've also found, we're getting the timing right, is how many C's turn up, because like there are way more C's than any other group on the road, so they have a huge advantage. And I think if that's going to continue into the following weeks, then I'm going to have to make the gaps bigger. So it's not necessarily the course selection which is the issue. It's the fact that the C group is so massive. It's able to travel at a much quicker speed. And now I think they brought it within a minute to the Ds. So I don't think this is ever like really, it didn't happen last year. So it's definitely like a bit of a new phenomenon in that sense. Anyway, let's try and stop everything lagging. That's the main priority. If anybody does want to hop in the chat, then go for it. Drop a message. I will be able to see it, and I will drop you a message back. Let's just change this. Sadly, nobody was able to join me on talking duties. Apparently, they're all busy working, which personally I don't feel is a good enough excuse, but there you go. Even though I didn't manage to do the live stream last week because I was working. But this week I'm going to be a hypocrite. So let's see where we are. So the C's, it looked like it was still about over a minute. So it looks like the gap has gone out again. The C's already been caught by the B's. Huh? That doesn't make any sense. No, okay, so there's some C's who were dropped there. Okay. Let's just hop in and try and see where we are. No, this doesn't make any sense. Thanks, Zwift. Literally impossible to use this sometimes. What? Literally what I'm seeing on my screen makes no sense. Okay. Right, I know we're back in with the Ds, finally. Okay. So the Ds are all together. They're looking pretty good, to be honest, which is cool. It looks like the gap back to... I mean, according to this, some A's have already overtaken. I mean, I think they are just people that... I mean, no. All right, I am just going to go on what I'm seeing on the screen because the times in the corner are look like nonsense to me. So, yay. Makes my life a bit more difficult. But for all intents and purposes, the Ds are still out there, hanging tough out the front. Let's try and just take a look back and see. So we can't see any riders behind the Ds, which is great. Ooh, bit of fire coming out of Hardy's wheel there, right on time. So it looks like, if I can trust these numbers now, it looks like the gap back to the Cs is still 2 minutes. If that's true, then that's great. So it looks like Hardy there just for some reason has given up. Scheisse. Yeah, not the best day to be riding a time trial bike. I think Jochen there slightly hanging back to maybe help out Holly as well. Yeah, tough one. If you're riding a time trial bike, you're pretty much doing things solo. So anyway, I see Holly's back on. Jochen's probably got a bit of work to do to try and get back onto this main group. He's 9 seconds off the back. The D's pretty much looking like they're holding it together, more or less, which is what they have to do, to be honest, if they are going to stand any chance of staying out. Thus far, things looking pretty good, though. So that's good to see. Last time they were really concerned. They had this little climb. They apparently got caught in the first four kilometers or so. We're up to 9 kilometers. The halfway mark's about 12k, so it looks like they're going to at least make it to halfway without being caught. And I think they're going to go a lot further. So definitely a better race this week for the Ds. So right now I'm going to try and attempt to jump back into the other groups, and hopefully Zwift does not freak out. I don't know what P Zhang is doing here. Very odd. But anyway, but we're in with the Cs at least. Last time I checked, the Cs were about 2 minutes off of the Ds. So if that is true, then they're doing pretty good. At some point, it was saying they were like 2 minutes. Now it's saying about 50 seconds. So let's see. Again, I don't know whether I can trust those numbers. It might be as well, but that is sort of, it's a minute back to Jochen, who I saw had just come off the back of the Ds. So I'm guessing it's about just over a minute, really, or maybe a little bit more to the group. So it's probably about minute and 15, minute and 20 from the main C group to the D group. So, but the C's seem to be doing pretty well. They have the biggest, the C's this week have the best chance of winning because they are just so much bigger than any other group. So this week, I feel like it is the C's to lose. But that said, the A's they've had form, unsurprisingly. They've won all the races so far. So let's see. If you're unsure, hop into the chat, and or if you think somebody else is going to get the win, hop in the chat and tell me. Elise says it's great to have the chase race back. It is. I've missed it. I'm not so good at just doing it solo. I'm used to having like Andy to abuse. Nowadays, I only get to abuse him on Call of Duty. And that's not enough for me, to be honest. So I like to be able to have full access to him. Sounded weird. But anyway, the race, it's great to have it back. Dual code was a bit of an experiment for us. We tried it over the summer. We knew that we wanted to have a format where people could basically race and it didn't need much kind of adjudication, as it were. But it wasn't the most popular time slot in the world to do it on a Saturday afternoon. So great to be back at our favorite time, Friday evenings, and to see so many people out and joining the race. So super cool. And thanks for hopping in the chat. It's good to see you there. Let's see if I can see what the gap is between the C's and the B's. I mean, this suggests the B's have already been caught by the A's. I don't know. Again, should I believe this? I don't know. It could be all lies. But there's a good group here. I see Andreas is in there. We've got Zitore from Team Vegan, and quite a few actual coalition riders in here as well, which is great to see. Wait, where is but where's Anna and who else was helping out Anna? Andreas is in here. I just can't see the beacon because this is Anna. Sorry, I can't see the beacons because I had to join the DCAT to make my life easier, apparently. Trying to figure out what the gap is from the A's to the B's. Looks like about under a minute, 1 hour, Jesus. 1 minute and 40 by all intents and purposes. The second time I've said that saying today or this stream. It's embarrassing. But what is going on? Is this the B's? Have the B's already been overtaken by the A's? It makes no sense. Like, no. I just want to do the from The Office, even though I've never watched the American Office because I think it's shit. But it's just that, no! God, no! That's how I feel like trying to figure out what the hell is happening in this Swift menu. So cool. Really cool. But I can see now we're in with the C's. See what I did there? Ha! Twice in a row. I can see that the C's can see the D's, or at least they can see Jochen, who was dropped. So by my reckoning, I think that the D's will at least make it to the halfway point. At any rate, so we'll have to see. But yeah, as I said, it's got to be the C's who are going to get it. Let's see if Jochen, this other rider, what was it, Hardy? Come on, try and stay in. Stay in with the C's. Hang tough. This live stream is brought to you by Robinson Squash. They've been sponsoring the channel for a long time now. Really love their squash, especially summer fruits. Robinson's, the taste of the coalition. Yeah, for those of you who have never tried Robinson's, please do visit the UK whenever you can and pick some up in the nearest Boots or any other local food store. They appreciate your custom. Back to the racing. And C's, we're still hanging with them. Can't see the D's up front, so that makes me think that maybe the D's had dropped off Jochen as a strategy to try and, trick the C's into thinking that they caught them, but they hadn't. It was all a lie. Don't know. What do you think? Conspiracy? Honestly, what the actual fuck is going on with my side menu? It's all over the shop. It definitely looks over there. There is a bit of a problem with these here though, because they're really strung out now. They're coming up to they've gone past the halfway mark. And they're really going to have to stick together. I mean, I can see Holly is kind of off the back here, trying to help some of those riders further back, but I don't know. It's the most important thing is for all of these riders are going to be able to just stick together, or as many of them as possible. It does look like Holly is slowly sort of pacing some of those riders back. The more people they can keep together, the better, and the better their chances will be. Certainly. Oh, look at that sprint. Who was that? Who was that? I don't know, but quite the hair. Also, that person has got almost identical hair to the person next to them, which never happens. Is it a clone? Conspiracy. Ah, well, oddly enough, one of them's got a beard. True story. What utter tosh I'm speaking on this particular stream. But I see Holly's there. She did a cracking job of getting all the riders in. Still a rider on a TT bike. Absolute nutter. But yeah, amazing job. I must be feeling, the D's must be feeling pretty confident to have stayed away for so long after, a bit of an issue last week. So Holly's already telling the Cat C's incoming. We can't see them on the road, can we? We can't see them. Which I don't know if that is just my screen or what, but we cannot see the C's currently on the screen. So I don't know. I like to think that the C's are still a bit further back and they're not really ready to capture these. 30 seconds by the looks of things. So let's hop in. I mean, with a 30-second gap, if the D's keep on working hard, I think, the D's might be able to take it to the climb. Which is what they managed to do, I believe, last year. My memory of this particular race last year is not that good, I will admit. Roger's in the chat. He says, "Hi there. Terrible lag on the stream." Yeah, I know. Blame Zwift. It's absolutely caning my CPU, I'm afraid. So that's probably why my viewership is down a bit. Shada. And apparently, I don't know if I should trust this, but the temperature is 100 degrees, which means all the water inside my laptop is now boiling. So I might go fetch a tea bag and just squeeze it in between the lid of the laptop and just see if I can make myself a cup of tea. Bonus. So whilst my stream might be lagging, at least I stay hydrated. But whilst I can't make a cup of tea, got me some Robinsons. So, love that squash. Elise says Yokio, the need for speed. Yeah. Well, the D's will be hoping that the C's do not have a need for speed, and they in fact have a need for just chilling, not really doing anything. But the gap looks like, oh my god, it's 12 seconds. What are we going to make of that? Are we going to make of that what we will? Look at this beautiful angle. I'm with the drone cam, flying through some trees. Probably we'll go through some walls as well. This angle's not so good. Oh, we're going to go through a building. Oh, shit. But yeah, it is 6 seconds, about 6 seconds. So we're going to watch the catch through this incredible side angle. Oh no, we're in front of them. It is the Triathlon Ellery, who looks like is going to be the one to get caught. Holly is now informing everyone to act accordingly and to be prepared to be caught and to try to hang tough with the seas. Here they are. You can see it's happening right now. Just as we get to the squirrely bit on the map, which is the climb. So what can I tell you? I said this is where it would start to get a little bit spicy, or sharp, as we say. So yes, sehr scharf, as we hit the rooftop.com. Beautiful angle here. Really stunning. Great drone work by myself. Really fantastic job that I am doing. Thank you, Reese. Really appreciate your feedback. But yeah, look at this. It's a mega group coming up the hill. What's that coming up the hill? It's a mega group. I can see Andreas back in the A's. He says nuclear, but as big bomb. I don't know what he's talking about. Let me see that bomb, baby. Yeah, this is really where it's all kicking off, and it is getting twisty and turny out there. It is Tina Turner, and yeah, someone just off the front here, Patsur. No, is it Gorilla? It's Gorilla. It's just being caught by the rest of the Seas. The Seas have got to be feeling mightily confident right now, like sickeningly confident, but they are going to run away with it because I can't see the bees in sight. Let's just try and hop back, see if we can see a bee. No, some Ds, some drop Ds. My favorite tuning on the guitar, by the way, drop D. Oh, that's there's A's shooting through the backside of the bees. I'm glad that we hopped back to see that. That has got to be pretty painful to be pierced by the A's right through the Jacksy as you head on to the climb. But I did see that Andreas was saying it was going to go nuclear, and I think that is the option they've gone for. They've gone for the nuclear option. The bees must be devastated, absolutely traumatized. I can see their avatars, actually, the legs are shaking, quivering. Yeah, it's a sight for sore eyes. I can see Anna from the A's saying, easy in front. Easy in front. Easy now, he's saying. Doesn't want things to get too enthusiastic too soon. Bees running down some C's here along the way. What are they D's? Hard to tell. Such similar kits. But it is all kicking off on the rooftop.com as we expected. Hopping forwards like a little rabbit. Boing, here we are in with the A's just to see how they're getting on. I mean, they are fractured. They were a small group from the very beginning, but are they working well? It's hard to tell at this point. There's communication. Communication is important. But I think they haven't really done what they've wanted to do. I would have expected the A's to already be at the top of the hill by the time they hit the com banner, but that's not the case. I can confirm that is not the case. So it actually means that they still have a pretty good chance of getting the win, but it's not all going to be going their way. It hasn't, it will not, but it might. And that is a fact. So let's have a look. They are really split up here. They are struggling really to hold it together, and that is what they need to be doing right now. They need to be working as a team, but they can smell the stench of victory lingering in front of them, wafting up their noses as they chase down this hill. They are really unsure, I think, whether they can actually do this. So yeah, A's, get on the blower and try and regroup. It's going to be critical because I can see that they've still got a bit of work to do to catch the riders who are out front, which is where we're going to go now. We can see that it is the C's who are, by all accounts, the ones at the front of this group, front of this race. And I think they're probably going to have done enough to stay away. They are, I don't know, I think it's about 30 seconds, to be honest, at the front of proceedings. And with only about 4 kilometers to go and a mightily fractured A group, I don't think the A's are going to be able to do it, to catch them, which is poetry, absolute poetry, if I can call it that, which I am. Oh, Jesus, my mouth is dry. I need to quench my thirst a little bit with some refreshing Robinson's summer fruits. I think the Holly, from the D's has managed to stay in. There is another rider here, Usher here, popping their collar to stay in with the C's. That is what we like to see. I can't stop saying C. It's difficult, but that is the problem when the C's seem to be doing so well. Trust in me. Yeah, brilliant. Let's have a look. I mean, come on. Are the A's really going to catch a group the size of this C group? I think niche. Andreas back there saying slingshot the next group. Oof. Can they though? I think not. Oh, but look at them in there. Like little parasitic worms. They have hopped in with this bigger group and they are making their way up. I almost didn't really see them there. Did you? No, probably not, is the answer. I hear you saying it at home. So I am back to knowing absolutely nothing about who is going to win this, because I really don't know where the A's are, to be honest, amongst this absolute cluster fudge of a race. But I still am pretty sure that the C's have it. So it looks like this. Whoa, who's this? It looks like some cheeky A's. But they are still 30 seconds back. So it looks like the A's have just caught Holly. Holly's been dropped off the back of the C group. And the A's are rushing through. I mean, if the A's are going to have any chance of winning this, they are going to have to move it. So they're going to have to be like, move, C's, get out the way. because the C's who are winning or leading things out the front, this little pocket, this little group, they've still got 37 seconds. Quite unglaublich, to be honest. And yeah, obviously my sidebar is still a complete mess. So can I actually see who is leading this race, please? Zwift. Yeah. I think this is the lead group. So anyway, no, this is the A's. Where are the C's? Oh, heaven above. Is this the front group? All right. Well, maybe this is the front group. Maybe all the riders have been caught now. So it's all going to be coming down to the final sprint, isn't it? Which maybe if I'm lucky, I'll even like see. Oh, mein Gott. It's possible I might miss it. Okay, that was the C group. So it looks like they did get caught by the A's. We are going to try and jump ahead and just see what that final sprint looks like. This race has actually been a lot closer than I thought in the end. I don't know if those C's there did actually get away, but anyway, this is the final sprint now. I think this is where we're going to see the winner. And it's Poma going all the way and getting the win with Bauer coming in second, and I couldn't quite see who was third there. Well, that was nice. Fancy that actually catching the end of the race. Who can believe I actually managed that? Not me, that's for sure. I had zero confidence whatsoever in being able to catch the end of the race. I'm afraid Zwift no longer allows me to jump back and see the former riders. Oh, here we are. There's some C's coming through. Session. A couple more riders going to come through. That was fast though. Half an hour of racing. But pretty good actually. The A's did not have it all their own way. They did not catch everyone on the climb. They only seemed to catch everyone in the last 1 or 2 kilometers there. So yeah, just imagine if my computer had managed to not be super laggy for the live stream and you could have all watched and enjoyed it. Oh, well, that would have been a beautiful thing. Here we are watching Tusek, the Welshman, apparently, coming up to the finish line. Da iawn. Llongyfarchiadol. Who else is there? Just a couple of riders coming over the line. Proper job. No. Yes. Sweet. Last few riders. So I'm going to check on Zwift Power quickly and just see if we can see who, if we have the final results up. And let's see. But seeing as Zwift is killing the CPU on my computer, it is being just as slow as you might expect. Okay. Wait a minute. Let's get this going. I wonder if, so we'll take that off. Let's actually see if I can quit Zwift. That'll actually help some of my CPU. Would be nice. I do actually have a brand new Mac Mini M2, which I will start doing the streams from. So hopefully that handles things better. But we know how Zwift is a gas guzzler, as it were. So no guarantee of that. But hopefully it should improve things a bit. Let's just see if I can share Chromium tab. Here we go. All right, so see if I can hop in. Oops. Oh yeah, there we go. So this is the current standings just after one event. I will update it after this race and the results have come up. We'll just hop in and see if we have got the results yet. No, nothing yet. But it seemed pretty sure to me that Paul was the one to get the result there, which does not surprise me. I seem to recall he was in the leaderboard from the last Chase Race series. So yeah, Moritz. Oh, German 1-2. I did. Jan Bauer with a name like that could easily have been an American. But how would an American say Bauer? They would probably say like Boyer. Jan Boyer. So Moritz doing the coalition proud. Next from the coalition was Arne Jacobs in fourth position. And Andreas Lindebner in seventh. So pretty good showing from the coalition there. Great to see so many other people coming to join and race from other teams. Very cool. Quite a few riders from Vegan. I also saw them there in the chat, which was pretty cool. Got a BZR rider from Ireland, interestingly enough. So yeah, again, some teams I've never heard of, which is cool. Couple of from Cryogen, Cadence, Sisu, Tuts, DBR, Team ZF, Zwift, BZH, Cruise Bike, Rhino, NZ Bro. I don't know what time it is in New Zealand right now. Well, I guess it's about 8 in the morning or so, or quarter to 9. Is it 12-hour difference? Yeah, a beautiful spread of different teams. Coffee grinders, a couple of coffee grinders in there as well. Yeah, pretty cool. Like looking at this graph as well from the live results. I mean, these suggest that the catch happened a lot sooner than it did, but I think it did realistically happen a lot later. I mean, the A's, I think they were more like at the 22-kilometer mark when they got to the front of the group. So rather than here, to be honest. So yeah, pretty good chase race, if I do say so myself. Just to prove it. I can say that Smeral Telek said, "What a great finish." It's Dan. There we go. Thanks, Dan. Great job. Dan was riding alone as well. Sally didn't have a sweeper to join him this week. So great job, Dan. It was indeed. It was a pretty close finish. So a good course. I will now set about, make sure the results get updated. If you did race, make sure you check out the Chase to the Underground league. It is here in this league list. 2023 Chase to the Underground. We'll have all the last races, the results appearing here. and everybody scores points, at least in the top 20. So, and if you come back, it's your top 10 races throughout the season, which will score you here. So even if you weren't there for the first race, it's all about coming back every week and scoring as many points as possible, and you can work your way up the leaderboard. So still plenty of racing to be done, loads of opportunities to make it up. I don't think there is another chase race which has a leaderboard like this. So it's something kind of different which we try to do. It might be that there are other ones which have done it now, but when we launched this last year, we were the only ones. So yeah, let's just quickly say. Okay. So Dan was just saying it's the first time racing the chase when it all came together so nicely at the end. Yeah, I think this was also the case when we started out last year. It took a while for things to really like work out properly and to find the flow. We had some amazingly close races last year, where I remember Nathan Guerra like saying like what amazing like job I'd done to sort of calculate, to have everything perfectly lined up. And it was more like I really roughly calculated it. At the end of the day, it really comes down to how well the groups kind of work together and how many people sign up to each different group. So, but yeah, there's science and art coming together. So there's only so much you can truly predict. But I think the interesting thing is just how many C's are turning up this year versus the other groups. So I think that also means for me, I'll probably for next week try and give the D's, they'll be happy to hear. I'll try and give them a bit more time as well, so that maybe they have a little bit more of a chance. But they did good this week. So with that, I'm going to leave you all to enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm really sorry if the stream was laggy. As I say, I'm going to try and get everything set up so I can run it off of my new M2 Mac Mini from next week on, and hopefully avoid any of these issues. So with that, I wish you a good night. Hopefully I'll be joined as well by somebody else, so it's not just me prattling on. I tried to literally talk as much nonsense as I could this week to mean that there would be zero silence between any of the racing. I think I sort of achieved that. So for better or worse, mainly worse. So anyway, have a great one, and I'll see you soon. Congrats to everybody who raced. Ciao.